originally set up in Brighton and Hove, so it's a way of encouraging people to think about saving their own kind of fruit and vegetable seeds. And because there are national lists in certain EU legislation, it means that they're not available for sale, but you're allowed to swap them. So the idea for today was basically to encourage people to think about growing their own. And the Heritage Seed Library have managed to donate lots of seeds to our organisation as well, and lots of those are kind of heirloom varieties, traditional heritage varieties that aren't particularly popular maybe anymore for commercial reasons, so therefore not on the national list. And the Seed Library is working hard to kind of preserve some of those types of seeds. And yeah, the idea was basically to encourage people to start growing their own. There's bits to do with waste minimisation as well, which is my area of work, so getting people to grow their own to obviously reduce the amount of packaging, think about composting as well as part of the cycle, and just like have a really nice feel-good event really
and
to celebrate.
Food miles, I suppose, come into it, don't they?
Absolutely, and we'll have to see how it all goes in the future, but it would be nice to get the community really involved to take over this one and maybe do other ones around the county as well. There are other ones that happen in Wiltshire, and potato days as well, where you can buy seed potatoes, so anything that kind of encourages people to come along and have good interaction with the various stores would be brilliant.
Right.
My name's Pete Colgate and I'm from Wiltshire Beekeeping Association.
And Pete, what are you doing here today?
Well, we're trying to promote beekeeping. As you probably know, bees are getting a bit of a raw deal at the moment. There's lots of them dying out, so we're just trying to encourage people to take note of the bees and perhaps encourage them to do our training courses, which we run every year.
And of course, without bees, we wouldn't have any crops. So
You wouldn't know, they're main pollinators, so we need the bees to live, really. We've got the varroa mite, which is an ongoing problem which we can't cure but we can keep under control. But one of the main problems now is insecticides. There's new types of insecticides out which they banned in Germany and France, but not here, but they're tending to wipe bee colonies out.
is that the cause of the empty hive syndrome, do they think?
Well, they think it is, yeah. Although that's probably more to do with America, and Americans don't treat their bees with a great deal of respect, and they take them from one side of the country to the other just to pollinate.
Yes, it's done on a huge commercial
That's
scale
right.
in America, I think.
And they stress them out, and bees don't like being stressed.
Are more and more people becoming interested in beekeeping, do you think?
They are. We've got an overwhelming response to our courses. We had 45 on a course last year, where normally we only have 25.
And how many courses a year do you run?
We ran 2 last year, but we could have ran more.
And do you produce honey to sell?
We do.
And how many hives do you have?
We've got 8 at the moment. I think it's 8, yeah, something like that.
How much honey does that produce?
We had £100 last year, but that was basically off of one hive. We had a few problems, but yeah, we had about £100 of honey, which is quite good for us, really.
I'm Judith Hammond, and I launched the Olive Tree campaign 2 weeks ago, and I launched it as a non-violent protest in solidarity with the Palestinian farmers, because they are having their olive trees uprooted, and over 500,000 trees have been uprooted since 2002, and it's their non-violent resistance to replant their olive trees. And
how did you first get interested in
Well,
this?
I was an ecumenical compagnie, which is like a human rights observer 2 years ago in the West Bank, and it's an international programme which in England and Ireland is organised by the Quakers, actually. But there are many people from different countries taking part, because it's a World Council of Churches programme. But then I wanted to reconnect, so I went back and helped with the olive harvest. I wanted to do something earthy and something that I could really relate to the people themselves, not on a high political level,
but
seeing how the people were being affected. And when I came back, it was a wonderful thing, a wonderful programme. You not only did you pick the olives, but you talked to the other internationals, you had talks, you went on trips to Hebron, Bethlehem, Jerusalem. So you saw all the very complicated complicated problems. You know, it's not an easy situation. It's not black and white, and there are many Israelis that are working to end the occupation, and they're the people we must work with. All my aim is to raise, get as many people as possible to sponsor an olive tree, and that takes in not only the buying of the tree, but the transportation, the fertilisation, the people who are doing it. So it's £14 an olive tree, and then what happens, I've just sent £800 off to Jerusalem. They buy the trees from nurseries in Bethlehem, so it's all local, using local people, and then in February every year there's an olive planting programme, and I'm hoping to take out some people next February as a result of having done this campaign to actually see for themselves.
Well, thank